Hello, I'm Tricia Bear from the Culinary Command Post, and today I'm going to show you how to make brown butter chewy coconut cookies, or bars I should say. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use a medium saucepan, and we're going to melt a half of cup, which is 1 stick of regular butter. That's one of our ingredients. And then we also have 2 cups of brown sugar. We've got 3 eggs that I just mixed up with a fork. And then we also have our vanilla, which is 2 teaspoons. And then we have our dry ingredients over here, which is going to be our 1.5 cups of sifted all-purpose flour. You have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then about 1 teaspoon of salt. So these 3 are going to get mixed together, and then at the end we're going to fold in our coconut. So that's going to be the items we're going to use and the process we're going to use. So first, what we're trying to do is make our butter, our half a cup or 1 stick of butter. We're trying to make it brown butter. So we're going to put it into a medium saucepan and turn it on medium heat. And we're going to let it melt. And we want to get it to like a amber color is what we're trying to do before we ever take it off the stove and put in our brown sugar. Once we take it off the stove, off the heat, put in our brown sugar, we're going to wait about 2 minutes. We're going to mix in our 3 eggs and our vanilla. We're going to wait about 2 minutes because we don't want our eggs to scramble. So we're going to let it cool for about 2 minutes after I've done put the brown sugar in, after it's been moved off the stove. So right now we're just melting the butter. And then after we get our egg and vanilla in, then we can mix in our dry ingredients, which is the flour, the salt, and the baking powder, and then fold in our coconut. We're just using an 8x8 pan, which you can put parchment paper down. I'm just going to use the pan, and I did put some spray on the pan. I've got our oven preheating at 350 degrees. And we're going to cook it about 40 minutes, but the last 10 minutes, we're going to actually put foil on top of it. So you're going to cook it about 30 minutes, then put foil on top of it, and then let it cook another 10 minutes. So the is melting. We're just waiting until it turns an amber color. And we're cooking it on medium-high heat, which this is an electric stove, so it'll cook differently than a regular gas stove. Once the butter starts to boil or bubble, then we're going to swirl the pan continuously to prevent the burning and continue to cooking until the butter turns a deep amber color. Then we'll take it off the heat. We're going to keep it swirling so we don't burn the butter. Got it on medium-high heat. So just now, it's like a rolling boil is what it is. We're going to turn it down just a little bit. Just a gentle rolling boil is what it is. And we're keeping it stirring so it doesn't burn. Once it gets to a golden amber color, then we're going to take it off the stove and then put in our brown sugar. But then we're going to wait 2 minutes before we ever add our vanilla and our eggs, because you don't want to scramble the eggs. So you got to let it cool off about 2 minutes. Once it turns to like a golden amber color. And it's lightly bubbling, just a little bit. Which is what you want. You don't want it to be boiling. It should have like a nutty smell. It's starting to smell a little bit like nutty. So just keep it rotating in the pan so it doesn't burn. It's got an amber color to it. On this stove, I actually have it on medium low. Otherwise, it'll boil on this burner. Almost done with the amber color. And then one of the helpful hints on this recipe, it says to make sure you don't boil it. Don't skip the browning the butter, because this step is the key to that deep toffee-like flavor. So you want to try to get it to the amber color. It says use fresh coconut, shredded sweetened coconut, keeps the blondies moist and flavorful. And then avoid over baking it. And you're just going to bake it until the center is slightly soft. So we're going to put it in there about 40 minutes. But we're going to time it for 30 because we want to put foil on it the last 10 minutes. Okay, so it has a light amber color to it. And I'm going to turn off the heat, take it off the heat, and I'm going to mix in my brown sugar. Which is 2 cups of brown sugar. Mix it, and then I'm going to let it sit for about 2 minutes to cool before I put in my eggs and vanilla, or it will scramble your eggs. Alright, let it sit for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to add in our egg and vanilla. You want to set your oven for 350 degrees. And we're going to put it in for about 30 minutes. And then put the foil on it once we get it all mixed up. Make sure that's off. Alright. Just give it about another minute. Make sure it ain't too hot and doesn't scramble the eggs. And it's like a sand, it looks like sand mixture, see? Let's see if it's still warm. It's cooling a little bit. What I'm going to do is mix my flour and salt together with my baking powder while it's cooling. It's just 1 teaspoon of baking powder, not soda, baking powder. Go ahead and mix that up while we're waiting. Okay. Okay, very quickly we're going to pour in our vanilla and our eggs, and we're going to mix it quickly because we not want it to scramble. Do not want it scrambled. So I'm mixing it. See how it looks like brown sugar glaze? Should look just like that. All right, now we're going to add in our dry ingredients. Oops. And you can use a whisk or a spoon on this, whatever is easier. Just make sure you got all the flour mixed in really good. The only other thing you have to do is fold in the coconut. So this recipe only makes about an 8 by 8 pan, so if you want a larger pan, you need to double the recipe. Okay, I got that mixed in. Now I'm going to fold in the coconut. And it's about 1.5 cups of coconut. So it takes about 40 minutes to cook, but we're going to cook it 30 minutes and then put the cover on it. Put aluminum foil on it. Okay. Just gonna put it in our pan. Cook it for 30 minutes and then put the aluminum foil on top at 350 degrees. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is remember to let the butter and the brown sugar cool before you put in the eggs for about 2 minutes so it doesn't fry your egg. And it dries up pretty quick, so you got to get out of that pan fast. Just level it off. Put it in the oven at 350 degrees. Alright, and that's how it should look when you put it in the oven. Get it out. And put a cover on it for the last 10 minutes. Put it back in. 10 more minutes and then it'll be done. I'll just do the coconut chewy bars. That way don't burn it off. So now I'm going to take the coconut bars out of the oven and pull it off. Last 10 minutes we put oil on it. Now we're going to take it off. And that's what the coconut brown butter bars are like. You gotta let it cool before you slice it or it'll crumble.
Alright.
We need to let it cool and then we'll slice it.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright, sounds good. And that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's how you make the brown butter coconut bars.